views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hello, and welcome. I'm hosting in for Pat. And I'm so happy that she gave me this time to also give like an idea of how I experienced Pat and what she did for me and how she's really supporting the transformational healer and alternative medicine community. She supports so many people to bring their information out there into the world and to share it with everyone in need and everyone that requires this information in order for them to change their lives. So this transformational radio network, I have had amazing experiences coming in into this family of the transformational radio network show because the main thing was for me to really bring my message across in what I'm doing and how am I applying this? What's happening? What are my gifts? What is it that I'm sharing? And in the beginning, Pat helped me to put this into perspective. And many people that come on the Transformational Radio Network, they have this amazing opportunity where they have a professional a person in the field doing this for over 10 years, knowing exactly what's important to put it out there and what people really want to hear and can process in that short time. Because a lot of us, especially when you have a healing gift, you start to put so much information out there that it's just overwhelming. It's not even processable. And I think that the Transformational Radio Network gives a lot of healers and energy workers, nutritionists, astrologers, and all the people in the field really an opportunity to broadcast that knowledge out into the world, out into the ethers, and also keep that in a planetary support system. So ultimately, once this information is out and going, it's there for all the time and every time to access. When I started with the Transformational Radio Network, the most important thing that I recommend also when you're listening to the shows is give yourself a moment to really grasp what the person want to put out there, because often when you come in, like I said, try to give yourself a moment to understand the message that wants to come across or that wants to be communicated. And often we are in a hurry, or we're going from point A to B in order to get our daily things done. And it's pretty amazing if you look at how many tasks a person now is completing nowadays in a short amount of time. We're having now, everyone has a PDA. Everyone basically has an iPhone or Android platform operated. There's barely flip phones around anymore. And I remember when I had a flip phone, how great the reception actually was, because it had a little antenna that came out. But when you look at it, how many tasks we complete in one day that in the past we would spread out to 2 or 3 or 4 days. And now we can be focused on one thing and working on one thing, and then, by the way, we have the habit that we pull up a text or we pull up an email or we get a message, and all of a sudden we are like in a super fast multitasking switchboard arena where we're basically going from activity A to activity B, and of course that creates a lot of imbalances because usually our mind, our mental focus gets stronger how longer we can hold the focus on one thing. And the reason why we want to hold the focus on one thing or one aspect is so that we have actually a stronger result. And ultimately, the result is what you're after. We are success-oriented people in the Western world. We really are task or success-oriented. We want to complete the task as soon as possible. What I realized is a lot of stress comes from us looking for the next task that needs to be completed because we're teaching our system to look for the next task. So we're task success-oriented people, and we're waiting for the next task to be completed, and that gives us like a gratification, like a satisfaction. And we get to the point where we say, well, we did one more thing. And every time I look at this pattern, it's very interesting because we identify ourselves in terms of self-worth with what we completed, what tasks we completed today. And I think to some extent that's important. But clearly, we are not just defined by what we can do, because there's a lot of people who are not really fully able to do a lot of things in one level, but mentally more, emotionally more, or spiritually more. So either way, it's I think it's important for us to look at doing what we're doing with our whole being, put our whole being into it, and when we put our whole being into it, we get a healthier, more effective result that's not just necessarily depending on us completing the task, but also us enjoying the task. And how much enjoyment is there in completing a task if we just putting it on a checklist and just checking it off, done. It puts us into a place where everything becomes an inconvenience after a while, and everything, including life, becomes an inconvenience, and we kind of want to get to a place where we either want to checking out or we want to be totally engulfed and diving into these tasks. Now, that being said, I would like you to think about today. What is on your task list? What needs to be completed? What needs to be completed in terms of success, satisfaction, and bare necessity? I mean, what is it that we really do need to do? We do need to eat. We probably need to use a restroom. We need to drink water. And probably take some supplements, but also probably work out, probably meditate, probably do some energy work, and we may have even some mantras that we want to do. Whenever we get to this point where we see these really awesome tasks that we have in a day, whenever we get to the point where we see them as chores, that's when it becomes dangerous, because then we try to avoid them. Our system is not set out basically just doing chores, or we're not a computerized system. We are a joy-oriented system. So how more joy you're experiencing by completing the task, how better for us and how more life joy brownie points we really earn for ourselves. So today I urge you, look into your task list and see what can be done later or what can be completed at a later point. And give yourself a moment now to, wherever you are, to just take a deep inhale, slowly exhale, and just for a moment, step out of that system, out of that box. Literally step out of that box that you created in terms of task orientation. Step out of it and give yourself a moment where the whole universe is available at our fingertips. Let's say this. There's a lot of stuff that we can delegate. There's a lot of stuff that we have to do ourselves. But right now in this moment, if you listen to this show, give yourself a moment to fully step out of this box that you created for yourself, that society expects you to fulfill, or that we think society expects us to fulfill. Step out of that box and give yourself a moment now where you truly are giving yourself this moment. Take this moment. Take this moment. Take this breath. Inhale and exhale deeply, and give yourself a moment where you fully connect with the earth underneath you. Connect with the earth underneath you. Give yourself a moment of fully connecting with Mother Earth. And as you're connecting with Mother Earth, give yourself a moment where you exchange energy with Mother Earth, where you breathe deeply, where you unite yourself with Mother Earth. Become one unit. All right, are we going to go into a break? And I'll be back shortly.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Badilli and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
There are so many resources out there for meditation. But did you know that Ataana's Heart Earth Healing Meditation is available for you for free? Yes, that's right. You can receive this free healing meditation today from Ataana Badilli. All you need to do is visit his website, ataanamethod.com. That's ATAANA method.com, and sign up. You will receive your free meditation instantly. That's ataanamethod.com.
Hi, this is Leslie Fontaine, and my show is Sheer Alchemy on TransformationTalkRadio.com. When we're bogged down with our emotions, the hardships that plague us in our relationships, at work, our finances, we literally can't see the higher plane where we could be operating from. Tune in to Leslie Fontaine, Sheer Alchemy on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Do you ever feel as if you're working twice as hard but only getting half as far? Are you trying to connect with your path in life and finding it elusive? Mainstream Metaphysics Radio is a weekly call-in show where we harness our connection with the universe and use what is in our power to affect change for optimal success and happiness. This hit show bridges the divide between what is and what we do not know. Eve, named one of the country's top psychics, also known as the MBA Psychic, invites you on this journey for this live call-in show with readings, featured guests, leaders, and visionaries in both business and spiritual callings. So join Eve Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com as she takes metaphysics mainstream. For more information about Eve, visit EliteTarot.com. That's EliteTarot.com.
Hello, and thank you for being back. I am hosting for Pat, And I'm grateful to have this time and this opportunity to talk to you wherever you are at this moment. We started already to go a little bit deeper into, first of all, everybody, Pat says hi, big hugs, blessings. She loves you. You are like the best audience. You are the best audience. And she constantly receives so much gratitude from all of you, and she's so happy, and it keeps her going. And I'm really happy that she has support to make this all happen, to put all that energy out there and information out there for all of you. She's doing this with a passion. She's doing this very successfully, but also she needs a lot of support from you so she knows how to serve you in the best way. So don't hesitate to give her feedback of what you like, what you don't like, what could be better, what could be improved, so that she can really serve you better. And she is happy when that happens, when she gets feedback and she responds to that. So I urge you, wherever you are, just listen in and see what needs to be, or hear what needs to be improved, or can be, what information is it that you want to hear more about. And she's constantly getting new information on that show, and on that network. So wherever you are, make sure, or even if you have a message that you want to put out there, don't hesitate to contact her and say, look, I need a spot in your network. I want to put this information out. How can you support me? She is there for so many people. She helps so many people to get to the next level and to get the exposure that they need. And that's truly a blessing. She's truly an angel in that work, in that field. And wherever you are, if you have a message, a mission, if you have a purpose, you want to put something out there, information, books, even your gift, contact her, contact the Transformational Radio Network, and make sure that you get in touch with her. And what I experienced from my own experience, she's going to find the perfect way to get you out there. And that's an awesome start, because a lot of us, especially when you are healers, when you go into the healing field, a lot of the people don't realize that there's past lives involved. It's not like we just woke up. Some of us, I have to say, just waking up this lifetime, and they're just getting into that place where say, I got this message. But ultimately, it's much deeper than that. Many healers, healers, and when I say healers, that's including for me energy healers, chiropractors, doctors, everybody who wants to serve the greater good in terms of healing. It's for me literally a healer. So every healer has past lives. A lot of us are not just coming by coincidence. Even if it looks like in this lifetime we stumbled upon something and that got us to the next person, and that synchronicity, what we're calling coincidence, was actually literally planned from us in past lives. A lot of us who had past lives in the healing field, they went to certain experiences in past lives. Often the cutting-edge healers, and even now so, when you look at it, are affected by mainstream medicine. And medicine at every point through the ages was at the cutting edge, right? There was like, this is it. We are right here at the most modern point in our lives. Even in the 1700s, they thought they were at the cutting edge when they didn't even know about bacteria or viruses, right? And if you go further back, every time medicine thought they are at a cutting edge, and people would come forward with a natural knowledge, they were not pretty much immediately embraced by the medical community. What's a normal thing, because there's already an established path, and you want everything to go to that channel. But ultimately, it's also pretty much streamlined in how it's or controlled in how it needs to be for the mainstream medicine or establishment, whatever that establishment is, to establish and stay established, right? Establishment is not there to be unestablished, right? So it tries to, of course, protect itself, fortify itself, and ultimately to have to embrace that expansion. Now, we know now with the corporations that are in charge and everything that's happening in the industry, especially with healing, that a lot of the things that we know can be fixed with a better diet, for example. There's medicine out there, right? And instead of really tackling the problem and going into let's fix our nutritional values, there's still like let's just do still the unhealthy thing and take that pill. And I'm not saying every doctor is like this. I have met amazing, great doctors, and people in the medical community. They are really very open and want to serve and want to do the best. But the system is very much set up like this. If you look at the teaching levels, at the teaching system, how teachers, nurses are some of the most powerful healers, and they're putting themselves, their lives, like on the line every day. Their health, their well-being, their sanity. They put themselves out there. And look, they're not being even fully appreciated. They're not even paid the right amounts that they should be earning. But instead of it, they're being exhausted, depleted, and then when they're getting to the exhausted point, they're being basically exchanged instead of changing the system. Now, when I start talking about this, I started with this a little bit earlier by saying, we have had past lives of learning experiences, how we started to streamline our skill, how we got better and better in serving and being healers, self-healers. A lot of the times when we had our mission as a healer and as a supporter, whatever field that was in, we most likely have been suppressed by the establishment, right? Because at that time you was probably a system buster, where you brought something across that is pretty much a change of the system. And every time you bring something like this across, the establishment and even society says this is impossible. This is not true. That cannot be. And even if you would go now with a cutting edge knowledge out into the world, that's happening, for example, how you can change the frequency of water, how you can change the frequency of your body, even how you can change the frequency of a stone. People would say, well, this is crazy. Since when can something that is not alive being really changed into something else or have a consciousness? When then, and these are faithful people often, they say, well, God, is in charge of everything. But then they say, like, well, that stone cannot be alive because that stone is not really it's not really living, right? But when you look at God is in everything, then the divine is in everything. It's in the carpet, it's in the wood, it's in the air, it's in the water, it's in our thoughts, it's in every stone. That God consciousness that you can activate that on all levels. Now, the key here is to get back where you probably had a past life where you have been persecuted for being on the cutting edge or changing that religion or bringing a new belief system, a thought concept into existence. Every time that has happened, you're being probably persecuted and prosecuted, And if you then have your mission now in this lifetime where you say, look, I'm ready to put my mission out, my service, I'm ready to support, I'm ready to heal, I'm ready to support my fellow citizens to come back in full health, in full spectrum life vibrancy, then you probably stumble upon these past lives where you have been forced to stay silent or may even have died for your belief system. And that can be a big problem because when you want to put your mission out there, you want to communicate clearly, right? You don't want to have anxiety talking. You don't want to be afraid of I don't know if this is politically correct or not. I don't know if I can say this or that. And that's the beauty of transformational network. You put yourself out there, you do the healing work, and the listeners decide, is that useful? Is that something that I can integrate in my daily life, or is it something that's not good? So ultimately, that's something you want to consider. All right, we're going to go into a break, and we talk a little bit about this later.
Get your monthly dose of self-awareness and mindfulness. Learn spiritual regeneration with visionary leader David Carshare in Becoming a Sun Radio, emotional and spiritual intelligence for a happy, fulfilling life. Explore the unknown regions of the emotional experience and set them free with David. Tune in once a month to Becoming a Sun Radio with David Carshare on The Dr. Pat Show and Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit davidcarshare.com today.
You can now join Dr. Bree Gibbs and the Silver Gaia Academy for an all-new inspirational and educational show, the second and fourth Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. Join Bree and master teachers on a journey to Gaia. We are always evolving as individuals and the planet. The Silver Gaia Academy is here to help guide and teach you how to raise your spiritual vibration. Will you rise to the occasion?
On the cutting edge of the new mainstream, Christine Upchurch is passionate about bringing together science, psychology, and spirituality in a way that can be applied to our everyday lives for true transformation. The Christine Upchurch Show, stellar conversations to illuminate your journey, engages some of the most outstanding visionaries on the planet in lively dialogue to inspire you to become that bright light you're meant to be. Join Christine every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on KKNW, AM 1150, and Transformation Talk Radio.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere, with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
When your body is awakened, your spirit comes alive. Dana Canetto is a transformational guide, embodiment coach, and spiritual mentor assisting women in realigning with their truth and embodying who they are by connecting to the wisdom of their body. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio and the Dr. Pat Show Network for Body Divinity Radio with Dana Canetto. For more information on Dana and her services, visit danacanetto.com. That's DANACANNETO.com.
Be unstoppable. Who do executive women count on for up-to-date information on everything from stilettos to being heard in the boardroom? To achieve excellence, you must first take control of your life and develop a successful strategy with the Unstoppable Diva. Tune in to Up or Out with Connie Fife, Mondays 5 p.m. Eastern, as she cuts through the BS to guide you to become bold, connected, and unstoppable. For more information, visit uporout.com.
Hello, hello, wonderful beings. I'm sitting in for Pat, a wonderful Pat. She created this wonderful transformational radio network, and she supports a lot of us to bring the message across, to get into the airways, to bring that frequency of health and well-being out into the world. And it's an alternative to all that mainstream dumbing down information that's being put out there, or commercials, And it's so beautiful that you have this opportunity to actually utilize this. There's a lot of people out there that can appreciate it, but also there's a lot of people out there who want to put this kind of information out there because they changed their lives, including myself. I changed my life once I came across energy work. Once I came across energy work and I realized the depth of energy healing and the depth of transformation, I realized there is like nothing else that needs to be done. There's nothing else that needs to be more on my focus list than working on the energy level, because I realized very early on that the energy makes up the physical reality. The combination of mental, emotional, spiritual, astral makes literally up the physical. And it's the underlying blueprint that changes the physical. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. But if you stay on it, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your life for the better. And sometimes we are looking for the fast, immediate remedy that changes our lives. But really what we're looking for, it's our own common sense. Because we know what we do wrong. We know what we have to do in order to change our lives. We know that we have to get our discipline in order, our focus in order, if we want to get into our best self. We know that we have to work out. We know that we have to eat good. We know that we have to get good water, good sleep. We know that we have to have healthy thoughts in our hearts, in our minds, and emotions in our hearts. And we know all of that. The key is to apply it. We have experienced many, many generations of dysfunctionality. You know, I'm happy if you're not, but usually people who live on the planet, generationally speaking, have been exposed to a lot of dysfunctional behavior, dysfunctional actions, and experiences in their lineage, in their families, in upbringing, in even creating themselves. And when I talk about the energy work that I came across, once I realized that we are energy beings, that we actually are energy beings, that our normal state of beingness is being actually aware about our energy. What is our energy doing right now in this moment? Where is our mind? Where is our emotional body? Where is our spiritual body? Where is our physical body? Where are we in this moment? And often we find that some of our bodies are not in alignment in what our actions are in the moment. And when that happens, we are basically not able to focus our energies and attract in the highest form of what we really need, desire, and even focus on. Let that sink in for a moment. If you're walking and your whole being is walking, then your whole experience in this moment is walking. That means your emotional body is in motion with the walk. Your mental body is walking with you. Your spiritual body is in that walk. Your physical body is focusing on the walk. Your astral body is focusing on walking with you. So you're fully focused in how your foot, the balls of your foot, the bottom of your foot really touches the ground. And if you make one conscious step and you actually move your whole body with it, you're like in a whole different place than if you're just going on autopilot. And that's the difference of really truly living your life to the fullest or being on autopilot. And I'm not saying autopilot is not a good thing. It's very useful, especially when you do tasks that need to be completed and you have to do another task right afterwards. But the key, and I started the show with this, is really having a conscious moment of your system with yourself, with your being, where you're experiencing what you're doing to the fullest. And when we had experiences that we didn't like and we accumulated a lot of them, then we don't want to stay conscious. We don't want to feel that. And if we have experiences in our past where we didn't want to stay conscious because we had painful experiences, then that's, of course, a message that's being projected out into the future. And then it's not even easy to stay focused, even if we want to stay focused, right? Because our system is so trained in that movement about away from focus, away from consciousness. And that's something that we have to bring back into our daily lives as an action, as an activity, where even our breath, our breathing, and this is like the most important thing in our lives without breathing. We cannot even live like 6 minutes. So we cannot even live 6 minutes without a breath, but nobody really thinks about what's happening with the environmental pollution that we're putting out there every day, and what's happening with the air. Because we're living literally in an aquarium where the air is literally, we are fish in this amazing aquarium. And the air is super important for us because without this air, we cannot even live like 6 minutes. And there's not even a training when you come to the planet how you should be breathing to maximize that breath to the fullest, except if you go to the yogic schools or, energy training schools. Just breathing really is the most powerful act of embracing this universe and prosperity. Can you imagine with us taking a deep inhale, we're actually having a communion with the universe, with the earth, with the Creator. In every inhale and exhale, we literally make love to and with our Creator source. Every inhale, every person that inhales and exhales basically makes their statement how much or less they love life. That's how deep that goes when you have consciousness, when you have awareness, when you have a moment to sit with yourself and you have a moment to observe, where am I really at? Before it even comes to a thought process, before you're even thinking, before you're even feeling. Every breath can give you an insight in what standing you are with this universe. Are you in good standing with this universe, or are you not in a good standing with the universe? And the beauty of that is you can change this like in an instant. You can change the power, the inhale, the extent of your breath in an instant. You can say, right now is the moment where I change my life. And it starts literally with the breath, because how much we want to participate in life depends on how much we want to take life in. If you take life into the fullest, then you're going to take life in to the fullest by, of course, inhaling, by bringing yourself the highest frequency of food into your system, the highest frequency of water into your system, and then, of course, the highest frequency of breath. You can even enhance this. Now they have even these oxygen machines where you get more oxygen into your system. But it's not even about that. It's about actually opening yourself up to receive the universe, to participate in this universal dance. And as you're participating in this universal dance, your breath signalizes how deep you want to go into that dance. Do you want to just do electronic? Do you want to do techno? Do you want to do hip-hop, soul, country? Do you want to do a square dance with it? That decides on how you're going to experience your life, to what extent, to what depth. The frequency of your breath decides literally in how deep you're going to participate in life. So if let's say that's the truth in this moment. Just theoretically think this is the truth. So observe your breath, just your normal breath. As we're talking, I'm sure you already changed and observed your breath a couple of times, and you're seeing how much deeper you're breathing, inhaling, exhaling. But the breath and the breathing is often on autopilot. Why I love working out is because it gets you back to a natural God-given breath where you just you have to breathe. You have to inhale. You have to exhale, because you got yourself into a workout that's so strong that you have to get your oxygen. So you cannot even block it with your patterns anymore. That's why I highly recommend, whenever you can, get yourself out there to go sweat, do cardio workouts, do dance workouts, do workouts that really get you to a moment where you say, well, I don't know if I'm going to get to this workout. But once you get, and, of course, you have to now, I probably have to say, make sure you can work out, etc., and you're healthy. But the thing is, once you get yourself into a place where you're actually working yourself out to the point where you thought you can't do it, or beyond that, that's where your system has to fully expand and say, you know what, I have to get out of these limiting patterns so I get my full oxygen support. And that's where you're breaking already patterns. And that's so simple. That has not even, you haven't even done yet much energy work. You just started like the common sense. So we know what we need. We know that we need to work out. We know that we need to drink good water. All of that requires just applying it. We know what it requires to be in our excellence. Give yourself permission to be in your excellence this day, this moment, and start not just like, one day. Start like today is the day. And if it doesn't work out for you, do the next day. If you feel you need some support, let me know. There is like energy work, there's possibilities, there's stones. There's so many tools out there if you want to do it. But you have to give yourself a moment where you allow yourself to really step into your excellence. All right, are we going to go into a break? And I'll be back shortly.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Do you want to relax more, feel happier, and be more confident? Do you want to have more success in your life? Dave Dodge has some easy, effective methods to help you release your anxiety, worry, fear, depression, and even physical pain. Tune in to Stress Buster Radio with Dave Dodge every second Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. For more information on how Dave can help you release your stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions are available.
TheAngelLady.net. 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 1-800-323-1790. 1-800-323-1790. Sue Storm. TheAngelLady.net.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Hi, this is Leslie Fontaine, and my show is Sheer Alchemy on TransformationTalkRadio.com. When we're bogged down with our emotions, the hardships that plague us in our relationships, at work, our finances, we literally can't see the higher plane where we could be operating from. Tune in to Leslie Fontaine, Sheer Alchemy on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
All right, and we are back. This is Ataana. I'm your host today. I'm hosting for Pat. Pat, you know Pat. Yeah, the Pat who created this beautiful transformational radio network, this whole system here. that's giving many of us an opportunity to bring our teachings, our learnings, and our knowledge out there. And it gives you an opportunity to see what's out there beyond the mainstream media. It gives you an idea there's more opportunities out there than we ever thought are really available and accessible to us. And every day I feel there's even more knowledge that's opening, that's unfolding. Every time I go into, I want to know more about this or that, everything that we focus on, we can go deeper and deeper. There's literally no end to it because we are unlimited beings and we're living in an unlimited universe. So every time we focus on something and we want to get deeper to it, don't think just, oh, this is it, and stop with one thing or the other. When I started out even to learn about the chakras, I did not just learn one system and then said, well, this is the chakra system. This is it. I basically read all about chakras that's out there. I looked up all about chakras that has ever been written about chakras because I want to know. And, I have to say I'm an autodidact, so I learn by myself. I can go and learn by myself to the depths, like to the infinite, and I can go deeper and deeper into it. But everyone has that ability to go and educate themselves about things that we're interested in. So when I looked up how the chakra system works, I compared. I said, okay, so this, and, this is like the colors, the main colors, and there was discrepancies a little bit here. Some said, well, the heart chakra is green, then the heart chakra is also pink. I was wondering, how is it possible that it's pink and that it's green? That's like a way different color scale, right? So then I looked deeper and deeper into it, and once I went into the knowledge with the stones, I had something that I could compare it to that was very easy, actually, for me. I looked up into, compare the stone that was a watermelon tourmaline. For example, watermelon tourmaline has a pink energy, similar like a watermelon, and then on the outside it has a green. And I could really easily access the heart energy or supporting the heart energy with that stone because it was focusing and vibrating in a very similar frequency. So whenever you go into learning and cross-reference what people write or what people say, even if sometimes people don't even know what they're talking about, even that is interesting because it gives you a whole other perspective. It gives you a whole other perspective about what you want to know more about it. I learned to not dismiss about anything because everything is. And that means it gives me an opportunity to look at it from a different angle. And if you look at something from many different angles, you most likely get the picture right because you have something that you can now look at from these different lenses, and you have a much deeper knowledge and understanding of how our world actually works. Even like simple stuff, very, very simple stuff that you look about why is that knowledge that everything is spinning, not like our daily knowledge that's being integrated in about everything that we do. Everything that spins creates an electromagnetic attraction or a magnetism. Why is that not like something that we learn right from the get-go? If you love something, your heart becomes magnetic. You electromagnetically become more magnetic, and then you attract easier what you love. All of these things have to be brought into perspective. A lot of the things that I learned about the chakra system came literally by cross-referencing, and then I worked on it myself. I did energy work on my chakras, and that's how I learned really the most. Once I applied energy work on myself and on the environment, that's when I started to really see deeper because we're focusing much deeper on what's really happening beyond the physical expression of it. You go into the energy blueprint. You go into the energy awareness of whatever it is that you're working on. Even if you work on the wind, there is a blueprint for the wind, even though we don't see the wind. I mean, we see it if it's applying a motion, a strong force on something. We know the force of the wind. When we see a storm, when we see a tornado, when we see a hurricane, we say, my goodness, the wind is powerful, you know. But when you look at it and it's just moving gently as a beautiful, sweet little breeze, you know, you're not considering it like you're dealing with a powerful consciousness or, you know, or something that is really powerful. So the key here is really getting to a place of understanding what's happening. All right, so give yourself a moment of deep breathing. Stay focused with me because remember, the breath, how much do we want to participate in this life? How much do we want to be part of this life? Start with our intention, with our willingness, with our breath. Observe your breath. When I brought these mantras out, the healing mantras, the prosperity healing mantras, in the introduction, I'm giving exact instructions how to inhale and exhale with the mantra as you're singing it. A lot of that has to do with shifting the breathing patterns, the breathing limitations that we have. Limitations in inhaling and exhaling bring us to a place where we limit our life's experiences, our life's expression. Whenever we start to say, I want to fully participate in life, that means we're fully accepting ourselves. We're fully accepting our part that we're playing in this overall multiverse, in that universe. And whenever we say we are ready to take on this role, this purpose, our service that we came here for, whenever we do this, we have to show up. We have to show up to the fullest. And how more we show up to the fullest, how easier it's going to be to actually do our part. A lot of people look at me and say, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And I love that when people think that way because, yes, if I can do it, probably everyone can do it. Because in the beginning when I embraced energy work, I was like, and before that, I have to say, I was even resentful to the fact that I was literally chosen to do energy work. I was like, this is not what I can do. This is not something that I can do. I don't feel experienced enough. And how more I applied myself towards the healing work, towards the energy work, how more I opened up to this experience where I was just ready, where I was fully ready just by showing up. And most important part is show up to your transformational radio network show up to your life show up to your purpose, show up for whatever you signed up here, what you came here for to do. We're here on a mission towards excellence. Be the best that you can be today. Give yourself a moment where you truly step into your power. Take this moment, take this breath that you need in order to have the energy to move with your sentence of gratitude, of expression, whatever it is that you need to say. Take this deep inhale and then say it. Fearlessly say it. Even if you think your brain doesn't have the answer yet, trust the universe. Trust God. Trust your Christ, your Mary, your Buddha consciousness. Trust whatever it is that's supporting you and yourself. Trust yourself that you have what it takes, what it gives in order to show up. And then make that decision. Show up. Just show up and be the best that you can be. Well, please visit me on ataanamethod.com. That's ataanamethod.com. I have amazing tools for you. I'm grateful to be part of this transformational radio network. Say hi to Pat. Let her know what needs to be done to improve. Maybe you want to sign up, have your own show. Maybe you enjoy it. Tell her that you enjoy the show. Whatever it is that you want to say it. And before you say it, take a deep breath. As you're doing this, blessings to you. I wish you a powerful 2017, lots of realness, lots of prosperity, lots of happiness and health. Make the best out of it.